Hello, I'm Laura. It's October 8th, 2025, and this is the Wednesday Heartwarmer of today's Heartlines. Our theme for Heartlines this week is building bridges, and today we're looking at building bridges through artistic freedom. So, we're going to talk about two Grammy winners, also winners of multiple awards for their music. And they are also very popular artists who have been in the headlines lately. The first one is the country music singer Zach Bryan. And he's been in the headlines because he has recently written a song with what has turned out to be some controversial lyrics among his followers and some other people. And those lyrics include his sharing about the fading of the red, white, and blue, and the heavy-handedness of ICE agents who are separating children from their families. In fact, it kind of reminds me of when I was growing up, and I heard what was then a very popular song written by Stephen Stills in 1966 and performed by Buffalo Springfield, and it was called For What It's Worth, and it included the lyrics, "There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I've got to beware." This song was part of a group of songs that were known as protest songs, and they were part of the whole cultural shift as we move through our civil rights movement back in the 60s here in the United States. And these songs really represented the freedom that we did have in singing out or speaking out in these ways. In fact, that freedom goes for both ends of the political spectrum, because Zach Bryan is joined by Neil Young and Bruce Springsteen in singing or speaking out against the Trump administration policies. But on the other end of the scale, we have Kanye West and Kid Rock, who are promoting those policies through their lyrics or through the way they have spoken out in the past. So what this all speaks to is our freedom of expression. And in that freedom, Taylor Swift, in fact, you might guess I was going to talk about her today according to the colors I'm wearing. Taylor Swift had risen above, or has risen above, all of it to share an album that is about the joy of life and about love, and how love has even rescued her from the fate of Ophelia, the tragic figure of the play of Hamlet who committed suicide, but she's been lifted up above her own depression and struggles through the love she has experienced, it seems likely with Travis Kelce, according to the lyrics. But love does lift us up. It rises us above the political taking sides and the struggle we have in seeing the news on a day-to-day basis. All of these things are part of artistic freedom that we can embrace, that we can take into ourselves and discover what it is we feel, how it is we see our world, and give that expression. So we're going to look at being in touch with that right now in a moment of silence as we hold to a special thought of freedom. So let's take a deep breath and close our eyes and focus on this idea. I am enriched by art that reflects the struggles and triumphs of the divinely human spirit. I'll say that again, and then we can hold it in our own hearts. I am enriched by art that reflects the struggles and triumphs of the divinely human spirit. And so it is. Oh yes, there have been attempts to suppress artistic freedom, whether it's in literature or comedy, or the controversy that some music that we are hearing brings up. But what all of that really reaches into is our own hearts, so we can discover how it is we feel about things, what are our values, and give thanks that we can express what it is we value, and most of all, who and what it is we love. And I don't know about you, but I love all people and stand for their freedom of expression. So thank you for joining me in this expression today, and for finding what is in your heart, discovering what is in your heart, and expressing who you are in a way that contributes to the world in which we live. Have a wonderful day.